Dumelang, yo, what's up, black people? Ke nna Tolamo. Welcome to another episode. Today, ke interviewer. Motho mara today, he is here as a political activist, as a PR manager, as a human being, as a young person in South Africa since it's Youth Month. Re tlo bua ka whether there's anything to celebrate in being a young person in South Africa in 2022 with the current state of affairs. And he's going to be giving us a background into Gabo Shizo, the work that he does as a manager, the work that he does as an activist. So, Ramu Amokela, welcome, Kagiso.
Thank you so much for having me.
Amokela. So, can you tell us gore Kagiso ke mang, o tlhaga kae, o dira
Oh,
eng?
okay. Kagiso, ne? Yo,
Mhm.
Kagiso. I'm not used to this name. No.
Eish, yeah, ke nna ke mo bitsang Kagiso because
You
yeah.
know, come vacationing, somebody nickname is serious. So you end up such a sa utlwe lebitso la hao that much, right? So Kagiso, I was born in Soshanguve
Mhm.
and I was bred in Soshanguve and I matured there more. And okay.
Mhm.
And yeah, the whole is Soshanguve. Did my primary school from Soshanguve until middle school, middle school, high school.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, we go Soshanguve ka tla mo Mabopane, ka middle school, which is grade 7. So basically, half of my schooling, we really go Soshanguve, and the other half, we really go mo Mabopane. Hence, I was bred for Sosha and matured here.
Okay, so as a young person, in South Africa, do you think there's something to celebrate on Youth Day on the 16th? Like, honali, as young people, we're gathering on this day to discuss this and to celebrate this because this is where our future is going. Obviously, we're thinking of the future and thinking of the current state of affairs. If it's worthy to celebrate being a young person in South Africa in 2022, right now.
Yes, yes, I think it's worthy to be a young South African right now. However, there's a lot that needs to be done, in terms of actively participating in the state of affairs here in our country, you know. So, June 16, I think a lot has changed with regards to that kind of celebration, you know. At first, there was a deeper meaning to it. People understood the history because the history was shown every day, broadcasting, especially on the 16th. They would broadcast a lot of shows on these TV channels, and they talked a lot about June 16 and what happened. Unlike lately, it's not about that. It's more of an outdoor situation, you know. Young people use
Getting
it.
drunk.
Yeah, young people use it just to have fun, and drink. And yeah, like you said, it's more of a celebration, you
Then,
know.
acknowledgement as a young person,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, so state of our affairs in terms of June 16 and young people right now, I think we are not as uh, young people of June 16, and that's simply
Of
because
90, of 70.
of 76, and that's simply because we like celebrating and having fun and learning, sharing knowledge.
All right. Lina, I also feel like that. I feel like we don't have much. Even if we celebrate and we go get drunk on the 16th, there isn't much to be happy about, regardless of gore, it's Women's Day, it's Youth Day. All these holidays used to mean something growing up. As ngwana, gore on this day, a lot of women marched toward because they were opposing this. You know,
Mhm.
you were understanding a lot. But no, Yana, it's Women's Month, so I'm a woman and I deserve what that, and I'm being spoiled as opposed to me acknowledging women back in the days who had to fight to give me the opportunities I have today, something like that. So you mentioned go godile ko Mabopane, right? I mean, goletse Shosha, and then you moved to Mabopane. So tell us about Gabo Shizo. What is Gabo Shizo? E simolotse neng? E simolotswe ke mang? And when you guys started it, ne le simolola for eng? And how far did you guys want to go?
Yo, so
I
many.
wait. Ke botsa dipotso tse dintsi, right? Let me just take it. Gabo Shizo ke mang? E simolotse neng? E simolotse ke mang?
Okay, how she's on
Mhm.
before ke simolola ka habo shizo, let me start ka because I mentioned hore ke simolotse sekolo Soshanguve and matured o Maopane. So my middle school, that's when I met this guy ba re ke Shizo,
Mhm.
right? And that's throughout middle school and high school, right? So finishing school together, and because he was a DJ and a person of entertainment, we decided to tag along and be friends. And with time, we decided to start a movement where we can host and, play, have our own crowd that we can play for, that we can host, right?
So what
So
is it? It's a company. It's an event company. What is Gabo Shizo?
yeah, at first it started as an event company.
Mhm.
It started as an event
Which
company
year was this?
because that was the year 2014. Uh, she's okay, so a lot of people will gather every Sunday, go have,
Mhm.
especially friends.
Mhm.
And yeah, but when she never batla because they really car wash and washing their cars and all of those things. So it ended up becoming more of an event, because yeah, ne ho tlala thata. So we decided to formalize it and re simolotse ka ho e bitsa Sunday, no, not Sunday gathering, picnic Sunday, picnic Sundays. And then with time, we decided to register a company, Gabo Shizo, right? So Gabo Shizo started as a result of seeing hore a lot of people enjoy ho utlwella Shizo a dlala or enjoy his presence, his space. So yeah, a lot of people came just to chill, So he decided to formalize it and create an events company. So yeah, it started in 2014 as an event company, and it changed over time from being an events company to a non-profit company and a record label. The reason it changed from an events company to a non-profit company is because we noticed a lot of people host events, right? And they make money out of it, they have fun, but they don't do anything for the community with regards to giving back and uh, linking the fun part and also the giving back part.
It's all about fun.
It's all
That's
about
the other
fun, fun,
people.
fun, fun. So we decided to create something that will last, something that will create a legacy, not only for Shizu, but for Habo Shizu, meaning everyone that works for the company.
All right. So right now, what's your role in the Gabo Shizo? What do you do?
Yo, that's interesting. Yo, that's interesting. I honestly do a lot of things. Just like Lena, he's doing a lot of things because, as black people, locationing, when you start a company, for it to work, it's all about the work you put in, you know. And because we are friends and we are not used to these things of companies and formal settings,
Yeah.
we trusted each other or and then you know. But now that we are here, I think my role has always been PR, marketing the events or marketing the brand on its own, and also creating an authentic story from Haboshi, you know, authentic in a sense that a story that young people can look up to instead of just it being a story, someone and all of that, but similarly a real meaning or a meaning or okay, Shizo did this with regards to giving back to community. So my role has always been more of a PR and directing, directing the brand
Mhm.
towards like it's a communal.
Perspective, like from the
Yeah,
community involved,
yeah, yeah,
Kosanela in
yeah,
get you.
yeah, 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 something like that. So yeah, my role has always been that PR, writing, and yeah, creating an authentic story for Habashis. Yeah. And the other thing, my role as well, because as I mentioned, in Nile transitions from it being an events company to a non-profit company. But eventually, we decided to make it a record label as well, right? Because, as I mentioned, now it's three categories. I mentioned three things: it's
Yeah.
events, it's giving back, and then it's the record label. We started the record label over time because we noticed a lot of people, young people especially, they look up to Shizo as an artist, as a DJ and a producer, right? So I think Shizo has a lot of weight in his shoulders. So as soon as we noticed that, we decided to open a company that can help the coming generation, especially when it comes to music and entertainment, so that they can have a home or have a formal home. Because we noticed our journey in the space of entertainment was hard. It was hard mainly because we didn't have mentors, or we didn't have a home, or we didn't have people to look up to, people who took care of us and showed us the way with regards to,
Which is the same thing as
yeah, which
to
is the same thing. So the other reason we started to formalize the whole company Haboshizo into three departments or categories.
yeah, I guess categories.
Categories, yeah, categories was so that you can be inclusive to everyone, especially those who are looking up to sheets.
All right. What positive impact has the project made in the community from 2014?
Yo, yo, positive impact. Yo, we did a lot. We did a lot for the community. But one of the highlights was when we made an event for the elders. You know,
What?
yeah, for the elders, for Magogo. She's a hoodie Magogo.
Mhm.
Even though, like, yeah, hoodie Mama high, but Magogo has always been there. And Lenna is the same thing. And now, so we felt the need to give back to the elderly because, I mean, usually batho ba baholo bo Magogo, they are raising more than 5 kids, ba re hodisa bana ba bona, ba be ba hodise bana ba bana ba bona. And we felt hore they are not appreciated. Usually he we iriwa the giving back events, who includiwa bana
Like
and
Banyana for
banyana for the
Ipetse,
pest
Bana ba
drive and all of
sekolo,
those.
yeah.
So we decided to ya ko ba baholo bale. And as a way ya go ba laela as well, because you never know how long
They
will you
can
have them
be,
around there. So yeah, one of the reasons we decided to ba host was that ba tlo tsamaya, and whereas ba lemo, we might as well celebrate them. So yeah, the highlight was that re-rela event. Bobo Koko. The event was called Koko Homonate Gabo Shizo. And yeah, we just cooked for them, you know. We just stretched them there. The idea was that re no ba apeela fela. But then they wanted music. It was unexpected. The leviala, it was unexpected because you know,
Yeah.
they actually wanted to have their own fun, you know. So yeah, highlight was that or that event giving back to the elderly because the Konobafa, the aparo, the Joe, and also a good time, you know, as for Kokoba community, they call party together, you know. Really like bomagogo ba bang, they were asking her why re sa bitsa ba Kalabe because ke bona fela as basadi.
Oh, wow. So Nini vibes.
Yeah, so yeah, the highlight was that one of the positive impact e leng hore e rile sa Boshizo was that there are many, but I highlighted that because I felt hore is one of the important or real things e leng hore di rile sa Boshizo.
All right. How far does Gabo Shizo want to go? Does it still want to explore into more categories or Lishabo ka go nna a record label and an events company? Or is there more that you guys want to pursue in the future? Or you guys only want to like nurture what you already have, grow with what you have, or add on other categories?
I think we are done with categories. I think at this stage we are more formal than we used to, you know. So we are kind of following the rules of engagement, rules of how we move in the industry, right? So you can't have a lot of categories because yeah, they will, yeah, distract us and we'll lose focus. So yeah, we'll focus on these three categories, which is event, giving back, and record label. Yeah.
Interesting. So do you think in terms of Youth Day and us complaining gore we didn't know yana go so there's nothing to celebrate, there's no acknowledgement of our true history. Do you think Gabo Shizo plays a role in that, making young people have something to celebrate or something to look forward to?
I think it does play a role. It does play a role a lot, you know. Like I said earlier, usually it's all about fun, 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 right? So we wanted something that will positively impact the community, right? And yeah, this is what Hawashizo is bringing. So in terms of activism and actively participating as young people, I think Hawashizo is a demonstration because they are inclusive to everyone. For example, let's say when you are hosting an event, right? When you host an event in the community, it's expected that a lot of people will come. Where there is a lot of people, there's economy. So a lot of people come to sell their goods there, to do different things. Others even use their households for parking, because hotels. So in terms of actively participating, I mean, South Africa and unemployment rate and all of those things. So when you host an event, it's guaranteed that everyone will make money in the community. It's all about do you wanna make money or not? So yeah, actively participating. One of those things is hosting events because you are definitely sure of the economy running.
Interesting. So, yaka re bua gore ke Youth Month and there isn't much to celebrate because we are run by leaders who don't care about us, who keep exploiting us. What do you think we need to do as young people to ensure that we don't grow up with these kind of leaders or into this kind of country that is constantly exploited? What can we do to ensure that in 10 years or 20 years, South Africa won't be in the same position? And what starting now, re ka dira eng right now?
I think the only issue we have is active participation. And people are not participating. The only thing they are participating in is having fun.
And
Yeah, and Majol as well.
Saboweling and
Yeah,
Dodamas.
So it's all about fun lately. If only we could participate in serious things. Active participation is what we need as young people. We are not involved. We are not involved in politics. We are only
We are
involved.
bystanders.
Yes, we are looking at everyone doing things and
Complaining on Twitter, saying Ramaphosa must
yeah,
go, pala
exactly.
pala, stand up. But we're just on our phones. And every time we say there's gonna be a march or we're gonna protest or we're not gonna go and buy anymore, people end up buying. People still want to buy from the white supremacist stores. And so nothing is really so we need that active
Yeah, we need
participation.
participation because that's the only thing we need, even with historically. So our parents, the only power our parents had was through unity when they were organized. That's the only power that they had. And I think that's the thing that we lack. We are not united, and as well, we are not participating in the positive things that can grow us. Yeah, we are only participating in things that are negative and yeah, that won't help us in the future.
All right. Can you tell us ka Kagiso, ka jazz, gore jazz from what are jazz's future aspirations? Jazz o batla go dira eng, as an activist in South Africa? What kind of change do you want to bring? Do you want to have any campaigns, any projects you want to start, you know? And if only a passion, how are you going to make sure whatever you do, you infuse revolution into it?
Oh, that's dope. That's an interesting question. Yo, nka irang namara as an activist. Uh, I think we need to change the form of protest, right? We've been protesting for years and years and years and years, as black people, and sometimes you use the same way of protesting, and the situations are different, circumstances are different, and right now we are here. And clearly, the protest that the youth of June 16, 1976 used to do doesn't work anymore, right? It does work to
To
some
an
extent,
extent,
but it doesn't help the situation.
doesn't change
It
the
doesn't
situation.
change the
Sometimes we're not even
situation.
heard.
Exactly. So we need to be strategic when it comes to how we protest, right? You don't have to go there with placards the whole time. For example, with regards to protesting, we can have a festival where we raise our issues, right? We can use a public space.
Meaning, we need to organize. The
Yes.
idea of saying we're fed up with this idea, so therefore we're gonna protest in jail. Straight to protesting, Aisha.
Yeah.
We need to be together to know we have a problem with this. This one we can protest. No, this one we can't protest. So we're gonna go about it like this. So we need to be united and organized.
I love that. So yeah, as I was saying, with regards to organizing or buang ka yona, I'm thinking we can organize a festival and make it like have the festival in a public space, right? And that festival doesn't have to be for one day. When I say a public space, like a like it's out on a level, let's say Chess Square, for example, right? When you use a public space like that and you use it a festival, people will raise issues for staging when they perform or when they speak for staging, right? But that festival doesn't have to be a thing, yeah, 6 hours if and then we go home.
Okay,
Re lebetse ka
le tla
yona,
bonana next year, same time.
I think it should be prolonged. In fact, that public space in Sanse Eberekisiwe ka forced in a sense.
You
With
remember my question?
yeah, what change do I wanna bring
Oh, that's the
with
change you
regards
wanna
to my
bring.
activism?
That's what you
Yeah,
wanna
I really
bring.
want a huge change, right?
Yeah.
With regards to activism, I think that's what we need. We need a a protest that is different, a protest that will be prolonged. For example, if it's a festival and in Nadaf for 3 days, 4 days, there's no way hore people won't notice it or won't recognize or but busy ka campaign so. all you need to do is, yeah, organize a festival like that. Re tswalle a public space se e leng gore se tlwaetse go berekisiwa ke batho for different things. Rena re se berekisa for this festival and for go raise what we want to raise, right? Ra campa da. If it's 5 days, re nna da 5 days. Because this thing, you protest one day and then re a high, it doesn't work because they bring the police, the army, ka tsatsi leo, then they get rid of us, we go home, and then it's over. Ra tshaba, wa bona? Unlike when it's five days, ba bitsa maphodisa ao. Like, ke tšhelete, it's budget from the government, they bitsa maphodisa gore tsamaisa dispensers, right? So if you want to deal with them and re nyaka to make a point with regards to protest arena or our activism, it has to be prolonged. So re atele maphodisa borege nje gore batho bao ba nyako ya hae ba robala ba campa mo ba irang mo. So yeah, I think that's the kind of change e leng gore re ka e tlisa with regards to protest action, because no, the protest actions and no, they don't work.
All right. With the current state of affairs, we are dealing with COVID. Well, it's over. Bari it's over. Bari di maska ba sa di bahatla. But we are still led by a corrupt party, right? A party that keeps borrowing money from the West, that keeps psyching us dry, that keeps increasing prices. So with the way dilo dealing ka teng, what are your predictions as to the outcome of the whole thing? The way go leng ka teng, do you think young people or black people will start rising and say enough and vote them out of power, or they'll still keep voting for them and still believing that this party has good intentions? Or go tlo nna le a revolt? People are gonna be like, we are enough. Or is it gonna take too long for that to happen? Or it won't happen? What are your predictions? Go tlo diragalang with go tshamekiwa ka rona.
That's interesting, yeah. A lot of people, a lot of books tsa kgale ba bolela gore will eventually revolve, right? But I don't see that happening. I don't see the revolt happening because it's like our anger is managed. You know, every time we get angry, there's always something saying to stop
And we
that
come
anger.
down.
And we come down, or our anger is misplaced because re kwatela dilo tse leng gore ra tshwanno di kwatela. Yeah, and as a result, you don't focus on the main issue. So with regards to revolts, I don't think there'll be any revolt anytime soon. However, I think there will be a change in terms of leadership, right? The old will die, obviously, and give way for the new. But the new that will come in, it's not those who are groomed by the old, right? So if you look at a system of the old is corrupt and it's not giving back to population, it means when they die and give way for the new, which is a young generation, a young generation, uh, that young generation won't be genuine because yeah, they'll be taking from the old, right? And yeah, doing as a result, actor as those.
If they have good intentions.
Yes, yes. So that revolt ka sirahala, however, to nna le change. There'll be a new leadership, young people who are political, who will be ruling the world. Yes, to come.
Do you want to be one of those people ruling the world?
I don't want to rule the world, but I want to participate in the world. A lot of us are not participating, especially we don't participate with regards to power. Like the only power you have in Yana. So I wanna participate the big dogs. I don't know if that makes sense. Not participate the big dogs because a lot of us are sharp or more really. Yeah, we don't mind the whole more really, whereas big dogs bar.
Okay, now I can have a prediction about what could happen in the future. Mare ke lapile. I'm so tired of the lies. I'm so tired of price increases. I'm so tired of eating genetically modified foods that are making me sick. I'm so tired of being insecure because I can't trust the system. I can't trust their pills. I can't trust anything they give me, not even their education. So give out change. And I gave out change. I want it on a large scale. I give out change supermarket. I want a large scale change from healthcare to education to supermarkets to everything.
So how do you think you can have that change?
Okay, right now I don't have the money, right? To build my own town, and it must have its own thing. But we need our own supermarkets, ne? Black owned, not the black like white clever black owned, and it's not. Must badlala ka rona, and then we find out who paid is the owner or mama. So black owned. A go tiko shop right mafura ke 117 re itse gore ko dijong ya ga tolamo na le supermarket called dijo mafura ke 50 rand or 36 rand because why ke yaka it must be available. We need that. We don't have those options. Re compete di supermarket re sheba di Woolworths, Pick and Pay, Shoprite, ke tsa bone. We don't yeah. So we need dilo tsa rona, our own schools, our own clinic, everything. Ba tswe re ba ntshe. Yeah. So maybe it's 2022. Maybe in a few years, like let's and then I'll build the life I want. Love. If you guys will be woke and out of whatever it's wearing, no yeah, we'll build together. For now, keep working one. You guys are gonna be calling me a conspiracy theorist because hey, ke batla eng. So we must have the same vision, guys. That's my vision. I think I'll be satisfied and ke tla kgotsofala, ke tla tlogela go ngongorega gore ba re etsang. Bareki ba increase di-price gape, ba ja tšhelete gape. It's always the same thing. So yeah. Yeah. Re feditse?
Yeah, I think so. Because what the first interview do, at least now we will know.
Yeah, I will know what to add,
Yeah,
take out,
yeah.
edit, that. So yeah. So
You will know.
I will know because this is.
Ooh.
So Rabat Dumedis. Re feditse.
Yeah, nka ntse ya nna sebetsa hore so batho ka mokgwa ba le ba rata ho dirang ba bo botsisa di-last question. O mongwe o rata ho botsisa hore what do you wanna be remembered? O mongwe o
Oh,
rata ho botsisa hore what are the plans going forward? O mongwe o rata ho tseba hore ho nyaka ba o followe.
oh yeah,
Alright,
okay,
yeah.
okay,
What should
okay,
people look up to?
okay. We have come to the end of our interview, unfortunately. It was amazing, right? A lot of insight was revealed. Since where you can find him on social networks. And we want to know how Kagiso would like to be remembered.
Ooh. Dope
Umpha
things,
di-ideas.
dope things. So Kagiso ke mo Facebook fela. It's Kagiso mo Africa. Mokgatle. And then if you go follow Gabo Shizo, you can check on Facebook Gabo Shizo, Twitter Gabo Shizo, Instagram Gabo_Shizo. And then what you should be looking up to. Okay. Look up to more content, more of me. Like
No,
Hompona,
how would you
Honkutlwa.
like to be remembered?
Oh. Ke nyaka go hopoliwa ka my realness, and my peaceful self. Yeah, as ke le Kagiso, ke nyaka go hopoliwa for that.
Kagiso.
And also for a love, free flowing love.
Dope stuff. Amazing. Nah, I won't tell you because guys. We're still gonna have shows and episodes, and you guys know where to find me. You guys know how to contact me. You are watching on my channel right now. So subscribe and tell your friends. Horimo, Ibuaka Consciousness Black. Consciousness 101. Thank you.